What's going on? 22 here, and I'm here with a community cover challenge. Now, this was done by Bottom Tier Collector. Be sure to check him out on YouTube. Link will be down in the description below. But he wanted to see our covers for characters who had mental problems. He'd been going through some stuff lately and thought it'd be fun to kind of mix it up and throw in a cover challenge to kind of like help cope with that. So I put together 5 books of 5 characters that I feel like have had mental problems in the past. I tried to stick mainly with heroes, and this first one right here is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1. Now, of course, I'm not talking about all the Power Rangers here in this picture. I just thought this was one of my favorite Power Ranger covers that features the Rangers that I'm talking about, and that's Tommy, the White Ranger, aka the Green Ranger as well. When he first came onto the scene, he was mixed up in Rita Repulsa's like spell, and that kind of stuck with him and lingered with him. And so the idea of like going through something tragic and having it linger, that's a normal thing that like people deal with mentally. And so I just felt like, Tommy was a good representation of that, of like, you can sit there and go through something that sticks with you, but at the same time, like, you can get out. On the other end, you can be the good guy that freaking everybody our age looked up to and loved. One that has been a badass in the Marvel world, but not necessarily my favorite, is Elektra. Now, this is Daredevil 168, the first appearance of Elektra. Not my favorite character at all. In fact, the reason I don't like this character is how crazy she is in Frank Miller's Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. I mean, she's nuts. She's absolutely batshit crazy. And they also showed that a little bit on the Netflix Daredevil Season 2. And I don't like this character. I don't like this character because how crazy she is. And what I felt with this one was so special was that Elektra's come from a very highfalutin money background. And mental illness has no, it doesn't matter if you're wealthy. Mental illness does not matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter who you are. It can still affect you and your life and the people around you. The next book up is Maestro World War M #1. Now, this features the character of the Maestro, who is a future version of Bruce Banner Hulk that has turned evil. So I feel like that's the Batman quote: you can see yourself die the hero or live long enough to become the villain. And that's what's happened here, is that Bruce Banner has gone through so much that he eventually just turned and became a villain. And I think the takeaway from this is that, realizing that you have something going on. Like, Bruce has always dealt with this inner voice, this inner, other personality that he can't control. He has difficulty controlling. And that sometimes that's the case, is that, sometimes some people have a voice in their head that, it's always with them, and it's just tough to get rid of. But to stay the good guy is the key. To sit there and always continuously try to do right and not sway over to the bad side. So I tried to stick with heroes for the most part, but I did want to throw in one villain. I love this cover right here, and that villain is the Green Goblin. Now, beautiful Alex Ross artwork right here on this cover. And, of course, we know that, he's another split personality type deal. But he was never a good guy. He's always been the bad guy. And so, he just was always bad. But it's because, a lot of it was shown in Spider-Man No Way Home when Norman was, not controlled by that alter ego of the Green Goblin. Then he wanted him to go away. And even in the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he wasn't strong enough to fight off the Green Goblin. So it's just another case of it can be exhausting to fight off those thoughts those whatever, the depression, the whatever else that's going on, and to succeed in life, even though you may be feeling down, even though you may be having bad thoughts, whatever else the case is. Like, it's tough to sit there and stay the good guy. This was the very first character I thought of when I saw this cover challenge, and so I just feel like it's one of the more obvious, especially when it comes to the superheroes, and that is Moon Knight #1. Now, this is like the first solo title for Moon Knight, and I thought this cover was the perfect depiction of what's going on because, you've got Mark Spector right here, you've got Jake Lockley, and then you've got, I cannot remember his name, and then of course, Moon Knight, the Fist of Khonshu, and yeah, he does suffer from a disease or a mental illness known as dissociative identity disorder. So, like, he legit has a mental illness, and he's still the hero at the end of the day, and something that people may be able to look up to and be like, even though I suffer from whatever it is, clinically suffer from whatever it is, like, you still can be a good guy. And I think this also goes to say that, like, I feel like a lot of people nowadays, especially like the way everything's going, is that a lot of people suffer from depression, and I think that's probably the most common mental illness that we have right now. And but things could be a lot worse. Things could be a lot worse, and I feel like a lot of these heroes show that yes, going through depression is bad, but like, things could be so much worse than what it is. So now, I do want to preference that, like, I don't think Bottom Tier is on the edge of anything. I do think he just went through like he's had a video out, and I'm going to put a link to that video down in the description below. I suggest you go and check it out, where he's kind of like giving a sum up of like what was going on while he was away from YouTube for a while, and talking about, it seems like more of like the depression state has kind of gotten him and just kind of gotten him down. Like, the season of life that he's in right now has gotten him down, but he has gone and seeked out help. So applause to you, Jason, for going and doing that. I think that is awesome, man, recognizing that, you were in a rut and you need help getting out of that rut. So, like, I think that's, amazing, and super proud of you for making a video about it as well, trying to, like, spread awareness for it. He did ask, he did start this cover challenge for that reason, and was really hoping to get people to join in. So if you feel inclined to, have fun with a cover challenge, show off some cool books, and talk about, a little bit about some mental awareness kind of things, please join in, tag Bottom Tier Collector in it, and let's see what you got to bring. So, again, tags for his stuff will be down in the description below. Please go check him out. Go check out his video as well. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, y'all have a good one.